Atika,
Yes, sir.
tell me who gave you this name?
Well, sir, I was named by my parents only, but this was suggested to them by the GM at the project he worked at that time.
Okay. So what does it mean?
So it means elder sister.
Elder sister.
Yes, sir.
So how was it that your parents thought of giving a name which is you being the elder one?
Well, sir, there's a story behind it. It was not the first name that I was named legally.
Okay.
Uh, my name was changed when I was very young.
Okay.
I was probably in the starting of, I was about to enter the first class. So that's when my name was changed from Akshi to Artika.
Okay.
And that time, internet facilities were not available, and the name was quite unique. So I'm sure it was not a very intended mistake,
Hmm.
but it was a nice name and a unique name at that time. They liked it, and that's what the name is.
Okay. So what happened to Akshi?
Now Akshi is my pet name.
Your pet name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all relatives call you Akshi and parents or friends call you Artika.
Yes, sir.
Or is it other way around?
No, my friends only call me Artika.
Hmm.
However, the variations of Akshi, be it Akshu, or another pet name that I have, they alternate between them.
Okay, so which one are you more comfortable with? Should I call you Akshu or should I call you Artika?
So definitely Artika.
Artika, okay. So Artika, tell me something about where do you live and which is that place and the history of that place.
Okay. So currently I'm living in a village which is locally known as Koldam. However, its actual name is Selpa, but it's identified as Koldam. Yes, sir. But it's not. It's locally identified as Selpa, but it's not a legal
Spell
way
it.
how we. Sir?
Spell it.
SEDPA.
SAD.
SEDPA.
Okay.
Yeah. But the place is situated near Coal Dam, which is a dam established by the NTPC here. So originally, our land was displaced in the project. So we are at Vistapit colony right now where we are residing. It's a plot that has been allotted as a compensation for the land.
Okay.
The Yeah, so this place was not very much developed. It was a mountainous terrain where later the plots were formed. Uh, and however, the establishment of the hydroelectric project here definitely brought many changes and developments to the area. It was not very much occupied with the health facilities and school facilities, which later on developed with the help of the NTPC.
Okay. So I asked you the place name and history.
Yes, sir.
What is the history behind this name?
So as I said, Coal Dam, it named after the project only. So it was
This Sedpa is a place name or is it a locality name?
it's locally referred to as Sedpa, as in it's
So
among the
which is
locals
this
we refer it.
place where you are staying?
But so legally, it is in addresses we don't refer it to as Sedpa. It's a local jargon, I would say, in a sense.
Okay. Tell me the place name or the district name where you are staying.
Okay, so the district is Bilaspur,
Okay. Tell
and
me
the
something about Bilaspur.
okay. So Bilaspur, as we know, is a district.
Okay.
Uh, is a place that is situated 50 kilometers from here. Uh, well, there's an interesting story that I am aware of about Bilaspur has some historical reference. The king once of Bilaspur was cursed that the Bilaspur will never be developed because he did not host a very proclaimed saint there and was not very courteous towards him. So the place was cursed that will never develop. So people right now, the people that belong to that place still consider that it became true because the area has not been very much developed in compared to the other districts around it. For
Okay.
example, we have Mandi and Shimla. So these one thing that is very interesting about Bilaspur that I know is that also the weather of Bilaspur, the summers are very hot in terms of that. The
Hmm.
terrain is uh, the terrain is very tough. However, in terms of infrastructure, Bilaspur has been making a lot of significant developments right now. For
Okay.
example, one significant milestone can be is the starting of AIMS hospital here. So that is a very major significant development that Bilaspur has seen in recent years.
Okay. So is it completed, AIMS hospital, or is it likely to
Yes,
be?
sir. Yes, sir. The OPD has started.
Hmm.
It has been a year or two. The OPD has started. It's
Okay.
a
Where all
yeah.
are the AIMS located within Himachal Pradesh?
So within Himachal Pradesh, I'm only aware about AIMS Bilaspur only.
So no other place has an AIMS in Himachal Pradesh.
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. And you also stayed in Shimla.
Yes, I have. Not in the center of the Shimla. I lived at a place which falls 100 kilometers ahead of Shimla. So it's a village that falls
Hmm.
in the district of Shimla.
Okay. So how many years or how much duration of your life have you spent in Shimla in that place, and how much in Bilaspur?
So, I've spent majority of my life till now at that village in Shimla. I was there from second class onwards. So it has been more than 12 years, I would say, because after that, after the completion of my higher education, I have not been living there for that much time, though my mother still works there. And in Bilaspur, my stay in Bilaspur forever had been like for the summer or the winter holidays only, that were 2 months long or a month long. It was never more than that. However, since COVID, we have been living quite frequently here and regularly for the last 2 years.
Okay. So which one do you like and why?
Uh, so it's a difficult choice to make. But still, if I have to choose something, I would choose my stay at Hatpur.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
One of the main reasons is the familiarity of this place and people, I would say. I have grown up in that place, so there's a sense of belongingness to that place. So that is why, and also it was quite a fun situation living in a colony because we had a lot of kids there. I used to play with them a lot. So that those memories, much more, I would say, dominate over my stay here at Bilaspur
Hmm.
in my village.
Okay. Something interesting or some places which are good in Bilaspur which you have seen.
So I haven't actually explored Bilaspur ever. I have explored
And
other
at
areas
Shimla,
in Himachal. So Shimla has a lot of places to see.
which all places have you seen or visited?
So starting from the place that I live in has the place that I used to live in has a very famous temple known as Hateshwari Temple.
Okay.
Its historical significance and the I would say it's very picturesque. The place is very picturesque. Then nearby it, as we proceed towards Shimla, there comes Giri Ganga, which is a kind of a trek road. People go there on for trekking. Then at the end, through a jungle, and then at the end, it's a small temple of a deity there, where people use and the small pond near it, where people usually go for picnics and all. Then we as proceed as we enter the main Shimla. Before that, there comes a region called Kufri, which is very famous for its adventure sport games. Like we have all the rides that are there in fairs, and we have adventure sports also. We have house riding as we enter in the
All
main Shimla.
adventurous things you have done there. Anything which you have participated in.
So I had the chance of visiting there once only in the adventure park. So I did flying fox. It was a zip line where the person is given some safety gears and then tied to a rope and then allowed to go with the help of gravity only and the self-weight.
So from what height to what height?
Well, sir, it was a very long time ago, so I don't remember the height.
Okay.
But I do remember being very scared.
How much distance did you travel in that?
Sir, it felt very long because it's been a very long time. I don't recall
Which
the
class,
distance
which year?
also. So it was in 8th class.
8th class, okay.
Yeah.
After that?
Shall I continue with the places to visit?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we entered main Shimla, then there are a lot of places to see. We have Mall Road, we have the Ridge, we have Advanced Study, we have the Hanuman Temple at Jakku. So Shimla has a lot to offer. And
Tell me the history of Jakku Temple.
So at Jakku Temple, so how much I haven't visited that place ever, but I'm aware that the statue of Hanuman there is the tallest one in Himachal Pradesh.
How tall?
Sir, I'm sorry, I don't know that.
Okay, tell me some place which you know the history of, which you have seen.
The Hatpotira.
Only.
So if I'm very sure about the history of it, and if I have to choose a place which I'm very sure of the history and know about much more about the other places.
I have understood your answer.
Yes.
This one place which you are sure and which you have seen.
So then advanced study also.
Any other place which
yes,
you?
Sir, as I said, advanced study. There's in Shimla. Then we have Scandal Point in Shimla. However, I'm not sure of the details and the name of the people involved.
Okay.
But I do know.
Which is the highest point in Shimla?
Highest point in Shimla. As in Shimla, the proper Shimla is what you're asking, right? I'm not aware of it.
So, Atika, now I've understood about all these things. Now we'll discuss more about your education and other activities. So starting from class 10th onwards, working up to your present level of education.
Yes,
I would be interested in knowing the percentage scored in various exams, subjects chosen after 10th and for further studies. Also about your future career options. Talk about your participation in extracurricular, co-curricular activities. Also, tell me about your friends. Who are your friends? Who are your best friends and why you consider them as your best friends? Tell me about your teachers. The teachers whom you like or you dislike. Also, tell me about the teachers who dislike you or like you and the reasons why.
Okay.
You may continue now.
So I'll start with my 10th class. Starting with the percentage score, we had a CGPA system for 10th class. It was I scored 10 CGPA, but the conversion factor was 9.5. So if you convert it into percentage, it was 95%.
Okay.
My subjects were English, Hindi, mathematics, social studies, and science.
Okay.
So these were the subjects that I studied in 10th class. I participated in a lot of activities during my 10th class. I was the prefect of the house that I was in. So my responsibilities included at the house level maintaining the discipline among the students and perform the duties assigned by the captain of the house.
Okay.
Apart from that, I also tried out I tried out in different various other activities which were kind of out of my comfort zone. I participated in monologues and dramas.
Say again, out of comfort zone?
Yes, sir.
Which are those activities?
So acting was something that I never tried, never thought of doing. So there was first time a school was organizing a competition in monologue. So it was something very new I was not aware of. So it was the first kind of, I would say, my introduction to the acting activity. So I participated in that, and I remember that I was not good at it. However, the principal criticized me during the rehearsals, but then I proceeded to score the first position later in the competition. Uh, After that, my school got very active in organizing such co-curricular and extracurricular activities. So we had drama organized. I participated in that also. I auditioned for it. And funny enough, my role was changed from something I was assigned to, and then it was converted to something more major. And I participated in that. That was my participation in 10. I have always been participating in painting competition throughout, I would say, my education. I have always been an avid participant in painting competitions. However, I have not been able to represent my school in any uh, competition. Moving on to 11th standard. 11th, I would combine 11th and 12th together. Because I pursued for a non-medical stream along with information practice. Non-medical stream included mathematics, physics, chemistry, and information practice, as I said.
Information practice.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So those were my subjects in that. I scored in 12th. I scored 82.6% in 12th. I was a topper of my. I was a topper in 12th, including all the streams of our school there for the English subject only. However, for non-medical, I was second in my class. During that time, I participated in a lot of activities. For example, in 11th, I was the vice captain of the house.
What was your percentage in 11th?
So,
percentage in class 11th?
So my percentage in class 11, as I can recall, was somewhere around. So it was around 80%.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I don't remember the exact percentage, but I do remember it was around 80%.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So as I was saying that I participated in a lot of activities. I was the vice captain in 11th and the head girl of the school in 12th standard, and a lot of responsibilities were attached to those. I helped in organizing the events in the school. I also participated in majority of them. For example, I participated in a lot of group discussion activities. I participated in declamations also. But those were not something that were very major part of it. However, I was.
Tell me some group discussions that you participated in, you were saying?
So one of the group discussions that I vividly remember about was about how the modes of communication have changed over the time. And how different technologies have evolved in terms of media. So how they impact our lives. So the discussion was about that.
Okay.
And then
declamation. You said you participated in declamation also?
Yes, sir, I did, but I never, kind of were able to. I participated in the auditions for it, but I was never able to, cut for the finals or the main event.
Why?
So I would attribute to that my material was not that good.
Okay. So tell me the difference between declamation and debate.
So for debate, so both things that has common is that the participant is assigned a topic. So when what comes in terms of differences in debate, you have to choose a side and you have to represent that side. You have to tell it how you believe that side is better, or your opinion. I wouldn't call it better. I would say more dominating over the other side. And in declamation, you have to present all kind of views, whether how you see it, how you view the pros and cons of the topic. So that's the difference between the two.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what happens if you reproduce a speech of some personality? What is it called?
So if you quote it and say that it is a quotation from the said personality.
No, I am only talking about complete speech. Say, suppose you have to give a speech which Indira Gandhi has given, or probably some big personality has given. What is it called?
If you present it as your own, then it's plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
Yes, sir. If you present it as your own, if you say that you have written it and
You are
it's your own work.
reproducing. You are not presenting it on your own. You are reproducing. You are giving the same speech which he or she has given. What is it called?
So I don't know.
No idea?
No, sir.
Okay. Continue with your answers.
Okay, so as I was saying, my participation during my 11th and 12th, I continued to participate in the painting competition also. I was also a very active member of the art club there.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So my subjects I have already discussed, and yes, so that's all about my participation during that time.
Why did you choose these subjects and who told you to choose these subjects?
So I chose I chose non-medical because of one very significant reason. Because during my 7th, 8th class, I was a very weak student in mathematics.
Okay.
And I once nearly failed the exam in terms of comparison with my other performances. So that was kind of a setback for me, and I decided on to, work hard on it. So I used to practice maths every day during my winter breaks also. So
Which
that kind
class
of,
are you
formed
talking? Which class are you talking about?
I'm talking about seventh class onward.
Okay.
So that's when my interest in mathematics developed. It was not something that was in starting. It was something that I couldn't do. I didn't understand a lot. But later on, I would say I used to refer R.D. Sharma a lot.
Okay.
So I refer to that book, practice that a lot, and then I found it very interesting to the point that I wanted to pursue a career which would involve something like that in future.
Okay.
And second reason was during that time I never paid attention to biology. So my interest never inclined to that area. So I was much more focused on non-medical side. So that's why I chose non-medical. However, the other subject, physics and chemistry, were common. Coming to information practice, I did that because I was sure I was going to pursue for engineering in future. So I thought it will be a good introduction to things that I might need in future. So that's why
What's the fifth subject you chose? These are the 4 subjects you said. Which is the fifth subject you chose in 11th and 12th?
So it was information practice. It was the one we have common was English.
Tell me.
I forgot to mention English. English was another subject, but the choice we had was between information practice and physical education.
Okay. So what is difference between information practice and information technology, IT?
So information, I would, as I'm only aware regarding the syllabus, I can talk about in terms of that only. Information practice involved much more, I would say, a deeper dive into the things that we need in future in terms of language. So it was much more oriented in SQL. We had a very basic introduction to C++. So it focused more on that. Information technology then encompasses all the aspects of it, all the aspects of computer technology.
Okay.
Yes.
So who gave you this idea that you should choose this subject? Which all subjects were available there?
So we had the science stream, including non-medical and medical. We had another stream which was for commerce.
No, I am talking about subjects which were available for your stream.
So first guidance would be my sister, my elder sister. She was 2 classes ahead of me. So her experiences definitely influenced my decision. However, we were also exposed to internet. So I had read and I was aware that this subject is something that will help me in future.
Okay. Continue with your answers further.
Okay, so coming to, as I've already discussed my qualification and the subjects and the participations, I'll come to the teacher aspect of it. During my school time, my favorite teacher, I would say, were two. One was, during my 10th, it was definitely my history teacher, because I liked her a lot because she was very expressive, and she never told history in a very boring manner. It was always interesting, always involved discussions. And so,
Name.
she was Mrs. Lalita Kamta.
Okay.
Okay, and then coming to 11th, 12th, we had the same teacher except for the chemistry teacher. My favorite teacher was definitely a mathematics teacher. She was quite young at that time, and she connected and understood us at better level. And also, she made many efforts to present the topics in way which we could understand. You could ask her many times the same question, and she would never get frustrated or angry at you. So that was definitely a very good quality about her. And also, she was very cooperative and helpful. You could call her during the exam time, then ask her for guidance, and she would help
Hmm.
you. So that was very nice about her. Another teacher that I can recall during my 10th was our Hindi teacher.
Okay.
The same reason for Hindi, because she taught it in such a wonderful way that it was always interesting. It was never boring. So those were definitely
Made
my
it
favorites.
interesting.
Sir?
What made it interesting?
So first of all will be her explanations to all the points.
Give me some example.
Well, sir, I don't remember the exact I would say the text of the example I'm about to refer. We had a samvad between when Lakshman goes uh, into the fort when Ram was there for the Swayamvar. So there was a samvad during that time, and she explained everything in such a great detail that I didn't know that such thing was even there. I could imagine it, is what I would say. It was in such great details.
Okay.
Also,
Understood.
there were
Can skip it. Okay, understood.
now coming to things, teachers that I'm sorry, sir, I want to make sure. Did you ask that teachers I didn't like or teachers who didn't like me?
Both.
Okay. So the teacher that I didn't like was only one. And the reason for it was because he left us during a very crucial time of our class 12.
Which
He was
class?
in 12th class, he left midway through the session. He
Hmm.
taught us chemistry. So that's why I would say my dislike towards him. Other than that, he was a very good teacher, very
Why he
cooperative.
left in between?
So I'm not very sure about the reasons, but he definitely had personal reasons. He did not belong to that area. He had come from Gumarti. He was transferred there.
What was the reason why you disliked? He may
So
have.
because okay, so as I said, because he left us midway. So
Hmm.
12th class was a very important, crucial time of our career, of school career.
Hmm.
So he did not, the syllabus was not completed. Later on, our school couldn't find a teacher as a replacement for a long time. So that definitely affected our education
Okay.
during that time.
Hmm.
Uh, a teacher who didn't like me back was our mathematics teacher
In.
during my 8th, 9th, and 10th class.
Okay.
And he didn't like me because I once made a complaint
Hmm.
of him to the principal
Hmm.
that I didn't understand whatever he was teaching me.
Hmm.
And that was during, I complained about him in 7th standard as far as I can remember.
Hmm.
And it was not that my concerns were not conveyed to him earlier, but he definitely saw my performance. And even when I asked question, I remember I couldn't understand him. I'm sure now that he tried his best. But then I went straight to the principal and told him, and he had some, repercussions to that. So
Hmm.
after that, whenever I wished him good morning or good afternoon, he never replied me. So I assumed that he didn't like me.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So coming to my college education now. my overall CGPA for my degree in mechanical engineering was 77.6%. Sorry, the CGPA was 8.12%. In terms of percentage, it's 77.6%.
How much you said percentage?
77.6%.
Okay.
So should I go into the details of the subjects?
Yeah.
Okay, so starting from this very first semester, we had all the basic subjects that we studied in 11, 12, but in a much more advanced way. So we have engineering mathematics 1, engineering mathematics 2, we had engineering physics, engineering chemistry, we had open electives like English, we had communication, human values. Then coming to the technical subjects, we had engineering mechanics, we had strength of materials, we had theory of machines, we had heat transfer, thermodynamics, then we had refrigeration and air conditioning.
Okay. What do you understand by thermodynamics?
Well, so thermodynamics, as the name suggests, is the study of the dynamics of a of heat. So it basically the study details about the various ways, I would say, the heat is transferred, the heat behaves, how things react to it, on what laws it depends on. So, yes, sir.
Heat is for some element, or it is common term which is used as heat? Thermodynamics, when we talk about heat, what is this heat? Is it of some element, some metal, something which is there in environment, or is it a common term which we are using for heat and then studying thermodynamics? Like these days, we say it is very hot weather. So is it part of thermodynamics?
So if we go into understanding the hot weather and how it's affecting how it is behaving, how the density of the gas is behaving, then we'll say that we are talking. So see, heat is like, it's a mode of, it's a form of, so when temperature varies, then heat travels. So it's a form of energy.
How does heat travels in vacuum?
So heat does not need, it's a form of radiation, it's a form of mode of travel. So when there's no matter present in between, so heat travels in form of radiation.
Okay, so does it travels in vacuum or it is not traveling?
Yes, it does travel in vacuum.
Okay, so what happens? Speed reduces, increases, remains same. How does heat travel, first of all?
The transfer mode is radiation.
So how do we calculate? If we transmit heat from this place to that place, how will it reach? When will it reach? How do you calculate that?
It is distance and speed.
Okay, so do you know how much time does sun rays take to reach Earth?
So I do know, but I think it's 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Sure or not sure, or you're asking me?
No, sir. No, I'm not sure, but I remember it being 8 minutes, but I'm definitely can be incorrect.
We've launched one satellite.
Yes, sir.
Study.
To the moon.
Yeah.
To the moon?
To the moon or to the sun?
Okay, to the sun.
Okay.
So recently we launched it to the north side.
What is it going to study?
So which one we are talking about?
Sun.
So I cannot recollect the one we sent to the sun, one near to the sun. So
what are the challenges for it?
The challenge is definitely one is that the sun produces a lot of heat. There's a lot of temperature. So the sustainability of the satellite, it does not burn out. It's very important. But before that, how do I phrase it? Launching the satellite so that it orbits around it. It's a very crucial detail.
What is the point of orbit for this satellite, if you know?
No, sir, I don't know.
Okay. At how much distance is it going to travel?
Sir, as I said, I am not aware about the project, so I don't know the
satellite which went to moon.
Yes, sir. So the satellite it was Chandrayaan, mission Chandrayaan. It was an extension to the 2 missions held in the past. The one was quite successful. The second one, however, failed to do the assigned task. India became the fourth country to be on the moon and the first one to be on the north side of it. Right now, as I'm aware about the updates of the project.
What is the challenge to land on north side? As you said, it is first country. We are the first country.
So the first challenge was that no one is aware what is there. So we are not aware of the kind of terrain that is there. So we cannot predict what kind of
side of the moon do we normally see? North side or south side?
The south side.
South side.
Yes.
Okay. And okay. What is the reason why we see only one side?
Sir, I don't know that.
Okay. Continue with your answers and tell me your future career options.
Okay. So shall I go into the details regarding the teacher in my college and my participation?
Leave it.
Okay. So my future plans are for after 2022, after my degree, I have been proceeding for, I've been aiming for a job at PSU. So I've been preparing for GATE. So that was the first thing that I started for in terms of my career as well. And also now, since I have applied for SSB, so
SSB or SSC?
So SSC Tech. I've applied in the SSC Tech commission. So that I also see myself pursuing it in future.
Other than this,
I haven't.
SSC Tech, what are your future career options?
So as I said, my first will be definitely PSU. Securing a job at a PSU. Yes, sir. Preferably NTPC.
Okay.
Because
what form of NTPC?